May I have your attention, please? My name is Dr. Michael Stewart, and I serve as the Associate Vice President for Student Affairs here at Middle Georgia State University. As we prepare to begin our ceremony this morning, we ask your assistance in ensuring that the family member or friend you are here to see gets the recognition that they have earned. The graduate procession will begin in a few moments, and you'll be able to see the entire ceremony on the screens on my left and right. Any guests not seated at that time will be asked to remain where they are until the procession has concluded. Afterwards, standing guests will be allowed to go to their seats. We do request that guests remain in their seats during the procession. A video recording will be available on our YouTube channel for you to share with family and friends. Also, professional photographers are capturing still shots of your loved ones as they make their way into their venue and across the stage. During the ceremony, all of our graduates look forward to hearing their name called as they cross the stage. So we ask that you please limit your celebrations and hold your applause until the end, when our provost will invite you to join him in offering your heartfelt congratulations to all of our graduates. On a related note, although we believe that all of our graduates are important, honor graduates who are receiving bachelor's degrees are recognized with a Latin phrase given after the reading of their name. Those who graduate cum laude, which means with honor, earned a grade point average of between 3.5 and 3.7. Those who graduate magna cum laude, which means with great honor, earned a grade point average of between 3.7 and 3.9. And those who graduate summa cum laude, or with highest honor, earned a grade point average of between 3.9 and 4.0. As a final sound-related request, we ask that you check to make sure that you've silenced your cell phone. Last, we request when the ceremony ends that you exit the building promptly and proceed outside to continue the celebration with your guests. Also, at the end of the ceremony, Dr. Blake will invite you to stand during the Alma Mater, and we would ask everyone to remain standing. In the unlikely event of emergency or evacuation during today's ceremony, we will ask you to move calmly to the designated exits as we then work to communicate further instructions. Now, with those preliminaries out of the way, we invite you to enjoy the spring commencement ceremony for Middle Georgia State University.
Please be seated, everyone. Good morning. My name is Dr. David Jenks. I am the Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs here at Middle Georgia State University. It is an honor to welcome you to campus. President Blake and I join with MGA faculty and staff, along with parents, relatives, friends, guests, and dignitaries to celebrate our 2025 graduating class. We extend our appreciation to all who have been involved in planning and preparing for today's commencement ceremony. Their efforts have made this a day to remember. On this truly special day, we celebrate the achievements of our graduates. This semester, we confer 15 dual enrollment students with degrees and certificates through our Georgia Academy program, marking a significant milestone for our institution. They join over 700 graduates, each of whom has persevered to reach their personal achievement. To celebrate the accomplishments of all graduating students, we host 2 commencement ceremonies on campus today, with 3 having taken place yesterday. These smaller ceremonies provide a personalized experience, ensuring that graduates can celebrate in a way that is both meaningful and memorable. As we gather in celebration, it is also important to acknowledge the challenges and losses we have faced this year. I ask that we take a moment to pause and remember those who are not with us here today. Please direct your attention to the stage, where you will see an empty chair draped in regalia. This chair represents the absence of our beloved students, staff members, faculty members, and friends who have passed away this year. May their legacy inspire us to continue to make a positive impact in the world and to cherish every moment with those we love. Please join me in a moment of silence to honor their memory. Thank you. Today, we celebrate commencement, a new beginning. For graduates, that may mean moving away from an area of comfort, leaving the spaces of learning, and possibly parting ways with close friends. This commencement ceremony marks the beginning of a new pattern of life, a new schedule, and a new set of responsibilities. However, before the candidates for graduation move on, let us all enjoy today's ceremony and celebrate what has been accomplished. Let's take a moment to recognize just how far all of our graduation candidates have come while so much in life has changed over the course of their studies. Candidates, if you're the first in your family to graduate from college, please stand and remain standing. If you're a parent while being a student, please stand and remain standing. If you are or have been a first responder while being a student, please stand and remain standing. If you're active duty, an armed forces veteran, or in a military family, please stand and remain standing. If you had or have a full-time or part-time job while taking courses, please stand and remain standing. If you're proud of the work you've done and are ready to receive your diploma, please stand and remain standing. Ladies and gentlemen, the Spring 2025 class, Middle Georgia State University. Candidates, you've received a great deal of help getting to this point. This support has come from many people in your life, including family, friends, possibly donors of a scholarship, and members of the Middle Georgia State University community. Let's take time to appreciate those who helped you get here today. Faculty members, please stand and remain standing. The faculty at Middle Georgia State University have certified that all candidates have completed the requirements for their respective degrees. Their continuous support and dedication to higher education enables us all to be here today. Join me in thanking them with a round of applause. There are several others who may have helped you on your journey. Parents, please stand and remain standing. Grandparents, please stand and remain standing. Spouses and children, please stand and remain standing. Siblings, extended family, partners, friends, please stand and remain standing. Candidates, take a moment, look around, find your people, and those who couldn't be here today. Join me in thanking them with a round of applause. And now, please remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by Kaylee Bork, a sophomore in our BA in Music program. Thank you, Kaylee. Please be seated, everyone. Candidates, as you reflect on your educational journey here at Middle Georgia State University, it's also important to recognize the significant impact that our donors have had on your experience. Please welcome Nancy White, the Executive Director of the Foundation and Vice President for Advancement, who will give greetings on behalf of the MGA Foundation.
Good morning. I'm delighted to be here today to celebrate the incredible journey of our MGA graduates. Our MGA Foundation was established to raise private funds dedicated to supporting our students on their path to graduation, and we take immense pride in your achievements today. Thanks to the generous contributions to our foundation, many graduates have received scholarships and emergency assistance. Every MGA graduate has benefited from our foundation's support, enhancing their classroom experiences and campus programs. As you embark on this next chapter, we encourage you to remain engaged as proud alumni throughout your careers. Today, you join a vibrant alumni association of over 47,000 members worldwide. Your ongoing connection to our alumni family will help strengthen MGA as a university. So congratulations on this significant accomplishment, and go Knights.
Well, good morning. My name is Christopher Blake. I have the honor of serving as president of Middle Georgia State University. Each year, our Student Honors and Awards Board designates a President Scholar that represents the entire senior class. The student who is chosen must have an outstanding academic record, have been involved in campus and service activities, and have exemplified a true commitment to their studies at Middle Georgia State and our core values of stewardship, engagement, adaptability, and learning. The individual speaking to you in a few moments was selected to represent the senior class of 2025, and she exceeds all those qualities. Amanda Jimerson's love for nursing began at the age of 13 when she was diagnosed with lupus and kidney failure. Amanda remembers the nurses who took care of her and how wonderful they were. This experience started a dream that she had of wanting to become a pediatric oncology nurse. Amanda graduated yesterday from Middle Georgia State University with her BSN, her Bachelor's of Nursing. Her instructors refer to her as a joy to teach, always eager to learn, deeply engaged in her courses. She even brings supplies from her own peritoneal dialysis class. I pronounced that correctly. I'm so proud of myself. Which she uses to enrich herself and the learning of others. Her enthusiasm and dedication to sharing her knowledge have made a lasting impact. She has stated more than once how Middle Georgia State has been an asset to her life, her learning, and her future. The faculty and the administration are proud of everything that Amanda has accomplished in the way that we are proud of each and every one of you. Today she speaks on your behalf, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you Miss Amanda Jimerson. Amanda.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to be speaking to you at Middle Georgia State University's Spring 2025 Commencement Ceremony. I want to start off by thanking the professors for their wisdom, encouragement, and guidance that they have provided for us throughout our time here. I would like to congratulate my fellow graduates and offer a few words before we embark on wherever life takes us next. Today is this day of celebration, a day where we stand at the threshold of new beginnings. It's a day that marks the end of one chapter and the exciting start of another. But for me, today represents something even more profound. It symbolizes a journey not just of academic growth, but of survival, strength, and most importantly, the power of hope. 3 years ago, I found myself in a battle for my life, struggling to breathe and fighting against an invisible force that seemed much stronger than I was. A ventilator became my lifeline, and I was confined to a world where every breath felt like a victory, and every moment outside that machine felt like a dream I wasn't sure I'd be able to wake from. But in those moments, when hope seemed distant and the future uncertain, something remarkable happened. I realized that, just like any struggle, giving up was never an option. The fight wasn't just for survival, it was a fight for my dreams, my purpose, and my future. And as I came off that ventilator, each breath I took wasn't just a sign of recovery. It was a reminder of resilience. I stopped thinking if, but I started thinking when. Today, as we stand here on this stage, we are reminded that our journey, whether it's one of overcoming personal obstacles, academic challenges, or moments of doubt, does not end when we reach this moment. In fact, this moment is a new beginning. It's a beginning where we can breathe freely again, where our dreams are no longer confined by limitations. I know many of you here have faced your own challenges, whether seen or unseen, and at some point you may have wondered if it was all worth it. You might have felt like giving up was easier than pushing forward, but let me tell you this, do not ever give up on your dreams. No matter how far away they seem, no matter how difficult the road may be, always remember that hope is the breath that keeps us going. One thing to remember is to always be tougher than the situation that you are in. Graduating today is not just a testament to our intelligence, our hard work, or our achievements. It is a testament to our courage. To every late night, every tear shed, every moment of doubt, and every small and large victory along the way. We've made it this far, and now it's time to take a deep breath and embrace our future. The world is full of possibilities, and it's waiting for us to step into it with all of our strength, all of our passion, and all of our hope. You've already proven that you have what it takes to face the hardest battles and rise above them. So no matter where life takes you from here, never forget to breathe, never forget to hope, and never forget that your dreams are worth fighting for. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Amanda. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our Spring 2025 Commencement speaker. As a heart and brain surgery survivor, Kitty Robinson is no stranger to struggle, but as a mom of 8, Christian, marathoner, and wellness expert, she's also no stranger to joy. Her health challenges have inspired her to use her love of storytelling to spread a message of wellness through writing and speaking that encourages others to follow a holistic approach to an abundant life through laughter, connection, movement, and gratitude. She writes from Georgia, where she lives with her high school sweetheart, Casey, and their ever-decreasing number of children who live at home. Kitty received a bachelor's in psychology from MGA and is working on her master's degree in marriage and family therapy, which she should graduate with in a week or two, correct? Yes, yeah, very nice. Congratulations. And she continues to coach others in wellness through yoga, run coaching, and speaking. Please welcome our commencement speaker, Kitty Robinson.
To you, this may only look like a roll of toilet paper, but to me, it represents a fear that almost kept me from one of the greatest adventures of my life. You see, several years back, when some mom friends of mine invited me to go backpacking with them on the Appalachian Trail, I was all in. I'd always been an adventurous girl, so backpacking seemed right up my alley, until it came time for me to gather my gear, and I saw toilet paper on the packing list. Now, I guess I'd never really thought about where you go to the bathroom when you go backpacking, but I assumed that there would be porta potties or state park type restroom facilities out on the trail. So when I learned that that wasn't the case and that you had to go in the woods, I was out. There was no way I was going to do that. But after giving it some thought, I decided to face my fears, and I decided to go on this trip with these girls. And I'm so glad I did, because it began an 8-year journey so far of section hiking the Appalachian Trail. So that may seem like a really simple fear to you, kind of silly, right? But think about some of the other fears that people question me and my girlfriends with when we go backpacking. What about bears? What do you do when there's bad weather? Aren't there rattlesnakes out there? What happens if you get hurt? There's got to be crazy people out there on that trail. There's lots of fears that people will ask you and question us with. And if I would have let those fears keep me from going out on the trail, or perhaps even my own small voice that really challenged me to quit before I even started, I would have missed out on one of the greatest adventures of my life. I would have missed out on those breathtaking views. I would have missed out on the indescribable feeling of pride that I get with every step that I take when I'm out on the trail. So what does this have to do with you? How does this connect with where you're sitting right now? Well, like they mentioned 2 years ago, I was sitting right where you're sitting. I was on my journey. It was a 9-year journey for me to receive my bachelor's degree here at MGA. And then I've spent the last 2 years, like they mentioned, earning my master's degree in marriage and family therapy. That has been a journey that was filled with fear and doubt and insecurity, especially when I realized how long it was going to take. And I'm going to guess that you guys have already overcome a tremendous amount of fear yourselves to get here today. The family members who said it wasn't worth it, the schedules and responsibilities that threatened to choke out your dreams, the people who just didn't think you could do it, and maybe those scary discussion posts that are never ending and that threaten to keep any of us from pushing on. But perhaps the most daunting of all, your own small voice that questioned, who do you think you are, thinking you can earn a college degree? Yet, here you are. And like me, you're looking at that proverbial packing list, contemplating the journey ahead. You're seeing that scary item on your list of goals. You're questioning whether you have what it takes to put yourself out there for that dream job, or wondering if you have the energy to go on for that graduate degree. Maybe wondering if you really have what it takes to step into the person that you imagined, that you envisioned that you would be once you had this degree? So I want to challenge you, bright young people who are just trying out this adulting phase of life, middle-aged learners who have decided to make a comeback, or even those like me who are rolling up onto the other side of the hill. I want to remind you this: fear keeps you small. There are lives out there that are waiting to be changed by the knowledge that you now possess, and there are dreams that are waiting to be grasped after you cross the stage this morning. Don't let your fears keep you small. It is okay to be scared. Just do what missionary Elizabeth Elliot did. Just do it afraid. Now, there's one part of chasing dreams and facing fears that most of us don't talk about, and that's comfort. You're not going to see this on Instagram Reels or TikTok videos because those are made to make life look easy. But this is another lesson that I've learned while trekking the trail. After a week and over 100 miles on a backpacking trip, I had made it back home and I settled into my soft mattress that night. And in the dark, I let out this sigh and I just whispered, "Oh, this is so comfortable." And I thought back to my week on the trail and I asked myself if there had ever been one single moment that week where I had felt comfortable. The answer really surprised me. I had just bought a new pack that was lighter than my old one. I had poles that I used for support. I slept on an inflatable pad that was barely an inch thick. None of those things were comfortable. They only made the trip less uncomfortable than it would have been without them. No matter how I look at it, I simply cannot find one aspect of backpacking that's comfortable. And that's when I realized that as hikers, and I'll challenge you as lifelong learners, we're making a trade. And what we give up in that trade sometimes is comfort. What we gain in that trade, though, is immeasurable. We gain a sense of accomplishment, self-confidence, adventure, and experience. We become stronger from the challenges that we face and overcome. We become more resourceful, more creative, and infinitely more grateful. But all that is only ours if we're willing to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You have to leave comfort behind, tuning out the naysayers and not letting fear hold you back. I didn't truly understand the trade-off I was making then, and now, standing on the other side of that handshake that promised to leave comfort behind and pursue adventure, I attest that it was worth it. And hear this: you don't get the view without the climb. Let me say that again. You don't get to those mountaintop experiences, to this mountaintop experience that you are having today, without making that climb. And that climb is uncomfortable. Like I said, it's not a popular message, but as you see from what it took you to get here today, this morning, you had to trade a lot of comfort to get to this finish line. You said no to staying out late when you had to finish a paper. You opted out of fun events when you had to study for that exam. And in doing so, you made that trade already. And I'm sure that you would all say, sitting here today, it has been worth it. So my challenge to you, as you consider facing your fears and going after your goals, will you listen closely for that call to adventure? The call to climb higher and the call to overcome challenges, the call to leave comfort behind in whatever capacity that looks like for you. Listen for it and answer with a resounding yes. So graduates of the Middle Georgia State University class of 2025, I say to you, pack that toilet paper, because we aren't going to leave discomfort behind. And go climb mountains. And I'll finish with this. We all hear this saying, adventure awaits. And I agree, adventure awaits you. But remember, the adventure is on the other side of fear and comfort. Go after it.
Thank you. Kitty, in gratitude for your time and thoughtful words for us today, an honorarium has been given to the Middle Georgia State University Foundation in your name. Nancy White, Vice President of University Advancement and Executive Director of the Middle Georgia State University Foundation, has a small token of our appreciation. Thank you, Kitty and Nancy. On behalf of the Middle Georgia State University faculty, it is my honor to congratulate the spring 2025 graduates on this special occasion. Commencement is a time to recognize your academic accomplishments, so we join your family and friends in celebrating your success. As we call the names of the degree candidates, graduate students will be called first. These graduate students will be hooded. Hooding is the first of two important academic rituals that take place during today's commencement ceremonies. It is reserved for graduate students and will be performed by the School of Education and Behavioral Sciences Dean, who will place the hood over the candidate's head. This action symbolizes the passing of knowledge from the academic community to the graduate and signifies the graduate's inclusion into that community. Here's the important part, directions for crossing the stage. Candidates, when you come up, for graduate students, there's a little box here in yellow on the stage. Step into that, hand the hood to the dean, who'll be up here on the platform, turn around, face the audience, and they'll drape the hood over your head. Then you'll shake hands, and walk to the president. He will hand you your diploma. Do not try and pass the president quickly. He actually has to hand you that diploma and get a picture taken, and he desperately wants a picture with each and every one of you. So don't make a break for it. It will not work. You all ready to cross the stage? Yeah, that wasn't very exciting. You guys want to cross the stage? There we go. And now, assisting with the presentation of degree candidates, our President Blake, our academic deans, our registrar, Miss Angie O'Neill, and our commencement caller, Dr. Jennifer Brannon.
Good morning, I'm Jennifer Brannon, Vice President for Student Affairs, and it's my pleasure to call forth each of the graduates participating in today's ceremony. Candidates for the graduate degrees in the School of Education and Behavioral Sciences, please come forward when directed to receive congratulations from Dean Beek, Dean Balding, Provost Jenks, and President Blake. Sierra Clay, Master of Arts in Teaching. Rosendo Corpus. Rachel Miller Eccles. Miranda Brooke Harwell. Hannah Yolan James. Savannah Jeffers. Shayna McCombs. Georgianne Renfro. Christina Nicole Robinson. Sierra Marie Smiley. Catherine Elizabeth Stevick. Anthony Welch. Jonathan Michael Wood. John Woodley. Jalissa Lucky. Next, the graduates for undergraduate degree in School of Education and Behavioral Sciences will receive congratulations from Dean Beek, Provost Jenks, and President Blake. Curtis W. Brown, Jr., magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science, Criminal Justice. Michelet Collier, Criminal Justice. Candace Rochelle Knight, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Criminal Justice. Bryson E. Madison, Criminal Justice. Esmeralda Medell, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Criminal Justice. Tatiana Moss, Criminal Justice. Jada L. Parks, Criminal Justice. Randolph Scott Pepke, Jr., summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Criminal Justice. Grace Susanna Sterling, Criminal Justice. Melissa L. Whittington, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Criminal Justice. Bilgisa Baldi, Psychology. Ebony L. Brown, Psychology. Faith Renee Bromelo, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Psychology. Jayla Deanne Cheney, Psychology. Madeline G. Fish, Psychology. Amber Dawn Forbes, Psychology. Aisha Hampton, Psychology. Brekaya Harris, Psychology. Lisa Janique Hendricks, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Psychology. Shani Nicole Hodges, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Psychology. Alexander R. Jimerson, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Psychology. Desacia L. Johns, Psychology. Lauren Gabrielle Johns, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Psychology. Misty Cherie Landon, Psychology. Abby Maddox, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Psychology. Christy Elizabeth Morgan, Psychology. Rukia S. Muhammad, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Psychology. Sarah Esther Neesmith, Psychology. Elena Elizabeth Olson, Psychology. Michael Saunders, Psychology. Kimsey Leverett Seligman, Psychology. Alyssa M. Singletary, Psychology. William Austin Smith, Dean's List Scholar, Psychology. Crystal Vaughn, Psychology. Susan Amanda Vaughn, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Psychology. Okay. Madison D. Bailey, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Social Work. Nakia S. Booz, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Social Work. Carly G. Carr, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Social Work. Jalen D. Cheney, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Social Work. Serena Clay, Social Work. Shanquisha Taikia Coley, Social Work. Marilyn Crawford, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Social Work. It's Ariel. Ariel N. Enos, Social Work. Ansley Ellen Victoria Evans, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Social Work. Shania Marshall Goolsby, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Social Work. Lisa Graves, Social Work. Ashante Faith Harris, Social Work. Lauren Ray Ingram, Social Work. Abigail J. Landing, Social Work. Jackie L. Morris, Social Work. Martisha Pierre, Social Work. Cameron Zaire Robinson, Social Work. Callie Ann Rostro, Social Work. Angelica Elena Williams, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Social Work. Destiny Williams Long, Social Work. Peyton M. Barfield, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Education. Dylan Austin Bowen, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Education. Tiara Ann Berner, Education. Dane B. Cadwell, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Education. Rihanna. Sarah Rihanna Smith, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Education. Reagan Sierra Coleman, Education. Logan Mackenzie Cook, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Education. Brianna J. Crowell, Education. Hannah Alexis David, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Education. Rebecca J. Davis, Education. Samantha F. Frazier, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Education. Riley Jewel Gonzalez, Education. Constance Greenway, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Education. Ashlyn Elizabeth Hall, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Education. Isabel Pearl Hammonds, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Education. Is it Hogsett? Riley Page Hogsett, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Education. Candace Dawn Holland, Education. Ethan Maddox Halsey, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Education. Shalonda Monique Johnson, cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Education. Sarah Arshad Khan, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Education. Angelica Joy Legaspi, Education. Crystal Nicole Martin, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Education. Chandler Miranda Nelson, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Education. Rebecca D. Newsom, Education. Sylvia Caprice Newsom, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Education. Mary Catherine Noland, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Education. Brianna N. Parham, Education. Carly B. Parham, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Education. Jada Nicole Perry, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Education. Michaela Reeves, Education. Sante Shamsuddin, Education. Got it. Jasmine Stanley Wright, Education. Charles Edward Stevenson, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Education. Brianna Marie Studstill, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Education. Jessica Miranda Tobias, Education. Eleni Lynn Toms, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Education. Abby Lee Trevino, magna cum laude, President's List Scholar, Education. Cherie Wibby, magna cum laude, Dean's List Scholar, Education. Logan M. White, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Education. Zanaya M. White, Education. Lori Williamson, Education. Lakeitra Jesnell Hattie Williams, Associate of Science, Criminal Justice.
Just no middle name.
Solomon Duckett, summa cum laude, President's List Scholar, Bachelor of Science, Psychology.
This is always my favorite part of the ceremony. Every ceremony has its own little nuance to it. This was, I think, the first time in a ceremony where 3 different people crossing the stage said something along the lines of, "I can't believe this is happening." It is. You made it. President Blake, on behalf of the faculty, I proudly present these candidates who have now satisfied all requirements for graduation and ask that you confer upon them their respective degrees.
Okay, so I'm about to say a few words, take a few seconds. They signify a change in your life, a big milestone, and we're so very proud that you have reached this stage. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University System of Georgia, I hereby confer upon each of you the degree or certificate you have so diligently pursued, with all of the rights and the responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations. Now, you are now graduates, and as you now transition into our Alumni Association, we're going to do a little tradition as a group, and we welcome back to help us with that some people who sat in your chairs in previous years. Welcome back, the alumni of Middle Georgia State University. That's good. Do you want to go? Go for it. Go for it. Okay, now you will probably notice that on your cap is a sort of piece of string. It's called a tassel. This one is sewn in, but yours probably moves from the right or the left. I'd like you to put it back on the right, because what we are going to do is honor the fact that you've become a graduate. So would you turn your tassel to the right side? In a moment, the alumni are going the alumni are going to say hi to the first row and turn their tassel. Then the first row is going to turn around and do that to the second row, and then the second row is going to turn around and do it to the third. You are bright people. Many of you will be teachers. You follow the instructions, okay? Would you please stand, graduates? Would you please stand? We are going to count this down. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the graduating class of 2025. This is the graduating. And we got there. And we got there. Please be seated. Please be seated. I get the honor as president of the very final lecture, and it's a very short one. Our faculty and our staff have sought the very best in you and have helped you to this point. Everyone in this room has played a part in your life and your success. And at this point, you transition, as you heard from Nancy, into the Alumni Association. You are forever part of the MGA alumni family of 47,000 individuals. And what I want to say to you is that, and it's a request, is that the learning that you have is to empower you, is to give you opportunities and to help you develop your lives and your careers. But it is not only given to you, it is given to all of us. I ask you to make sure for the rest of your lives that you use your knowledge and your wisdom and your values, yes, to empower you, but also to empower the common good. We're a world that needs knowledge, and we need to share the best of that knowledge. That is what this is about. And today we have such pride, and I have such gratitude that you chose Middle Georgia State. There are many fine institutions, but you chose the Knights, and we're proud of that. So at this time, we are going to show you, and I hope those of you with good voices who sing in choir maybe will join along. We're going to play the alma mater that we created when we became a state university. It will be on the screen. It was performed under the direction of Dr. Rebecca Lanning, and this is the MGA Chamber Singers. Please enjoy, please participate in our alma mater.
Through the rolling hills of Georgia, in the heart of the great beach state, we build our future shaping lives. The quest is ours to take, with boundless possibilities and the lessons of the past. We sons and daughters of MGA, our friendships ever last. We knights of truth and honor, with knowledge as our voices loud and clear, a horse at MGA.
And our hearts are with you today. A couple of housekeeping points. First of all, I had the honor of shaking your hands, which means I've shaken hands with about 200 people, which means you have. So when you go outside and you go straight for that cookie or something, make sure you wash your hands. You're going to be teachers. You're going to teach the kids that, right? Well, I'm teaching you. Wash your hands before you put something in your mouth. There's still germs out there. Secondly, a lot of people, you see the man in the purple coat? He has been here and has been leading up to making sure you got across this stage, and he and many, many others, the folks doing the sound, the people that laid out this, the police that will help you get away, the colleagues that planned this ceremony, they have worked on our behalf tirelessly for many, many days and hours. I think we owe them a round of gratitude. Thank you. And finally, when we rise for the recessional, I would ask the family and friends and guests to allow the graduates to exit the arena before you do. They will be excited to see you, but we need to do that in that order, please. So, with that, please rise. Graduates, ladies and gentlemen, I declare that these 2025 commencement exercises are now formally concluded. Godspeed and go Knights!